Have you ever listened to a native English speaker and wondered, why does their English sound so effortless? It's usually not because they know thousands of difficult words. Very often, it's because they use everyday idioms naturally. Idioms are expressions whose meanings cannot be understood literally. They add color, personality, and confidence to your speech. Today, I'll teach you 13 useful idioms that native speakers genuinely use. I'll explain each one in simple language and give you practical examples you can start using immediately. And here is a small challenge. As you watch, keep track of your three favorite idioms. At the end, tell me which ones made it to your list. Ready? Let's begin. Let's start with the situation we have all faced. You leave home feeling organized. Phone? Check. Wallet? Check. Then you reach the office and realize you've forgotten your laptop. Now you're in a pickle. In a pickle means being stuck in a difficult or awkward situation. For example, I'm in a pickle. My presentation starts in 30 minutes and my laptop is at home. We have all been there. Now, here is the good news. Not every problem has to become your problem. Which brings us to our next idiom. Have you ever been around people who are arguing about something that has absolutely nothing to do with you? One person is complaining, the other is defending themselves, and somehow you're expected to care. That's when you can think, not my circus, not my monkeys. It's a funny idiom that simply means this isn't my problem or responsibility. For example, my neighbors have been arguing about a parking spot all morning. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Sometimes the smartest thing you can do is stay out of other people's drama. After avoiding unnecessary drama, what do people usually do? They sit down and talk. That's where this idiom comes in. To chew the fat means to have a relaxed and friendly conversation. For example, we sat at the cafe for 2 hours just chewing the fat. No agenda, no stress, just good conversation. And while chatting, people often influence one another, sometimes a little too much. Monkey see, monkey do. This interesting idiom describes copying others without thinking carefully. Especially children are expert at this. One child learns a funny phrase. 5 minutes later, every child in the room is repeating it. Yes, monkey see, monkey do. For example, Ryan bought the same shoes, watch, and backpack as his friend. Monkey see, monkey do. A little originality never hurts. Have you ever thought, wow, this person can do no wrong? But be careful, you might be placing them on a pedestal. This idiom means treating someone as if they are perfect, while conveniently ignoring the fact that they're humans. For example, some fans place athletes on a pedestal and are shocked when they make mistakes. Here is the reality: social media shows the highlight reel, not the bloopers. Everyone has bad days, bad decisions, and bad hair days. So, admire people, learn from them, be inspired by them, but don't expect perfection. Picture this: your friend is about to announce, I got into my dream university. Before everyone can clap, someone blurts out, cool, I just won a free trip to Japan. Ouch, they just stole your friend's thunder. This idiom means taking attention away from someone during their big moment. For example, Don't announce your promotion at her birthday party. You will steal her thunder. The lesson: everyone deserves their moment in the spotlight. Your exciting news can wait a few minutes. Sharing the stage is great, but stealing it? Not so much. Because the higher you place someone, the harder the disappointment when they turn out to be a normal human being. Let me test you. Imagine it's a Monday morning. Your alarm goes off, and then someone says, "Go back to sleep. Today's a holiday." Now that's music to my ears. Music to my ears means hearing something that makes you really happy, relieved, or excited. It doesn't have to be music, it just has to be exactly what you wanted to hear. Here are a few examples. Congratulations, you got the job. Music to my ears. Your exam has been postponed by a week. Music to many students' ears. Have you ever had one of those moments where you think, there is no way this is just a coincidence? You bump into an old friend in another country, apply for one job, and it turns out your college roommate works there. You can't help but think, wow, this was written in the stars. This idiom means something meant to happen. Here is an example. They met on opposite sides of the world and ended up working in the same office. It felt written in the stars. Now, whether you believe in destiny or not, here is the catch. The stars might open the door, but you still have to walk through it. Imagine this. You ace your exams, frame the result, and then say, well, my work here is done. Sound risky, right? That's exactly what rest on your laurels mean. It means relying on your past success instead of working for new success. You're so pleased with what you have already achieved that you stop putting in the effort. But why laurels? Back in ancient Greece and Rome, champions were crowned with laurel wreaths as a symbol of victory. So if you're resting on your laurels, you're basically sitting comfortably on yesterday's wins while everyone else keeps moving forward. Not the smartest strategy. Here is an example. Even after winning several awards, she refused to rest on her laurels. She kept improving. Ever been this close to saying, that's it, I'm done? Maybe it's the gym, maybe it's learning English. That is when you might be tempted to throw in the towel. This idiom comes from boxing. When a boxer can't continue, the coach literally throws a towel into the ring to end the fight. Today, it simply means to give up. For example, after 6 months of learning Spanish, you almost threw in the towel, but thankfully he kept going. Here is something worth remembering. Don't throw in the towel just because it is hard. Sometimes you're only one more try away from getting it. Quick question. Have you ever felt a day where you were not only really sick, but you were also not okay? Like you just want to stay in bed, skip everything, and do nothing. That feeling is called being under the weather. It means feeling a little ill, tired, or not fully well. Nothing serious, just not your normal self. For example, I won't join the meeting today. I'm feeling a bit under the weather. So instead of saying I'm kind of sick, you can simply say I'm under the weather today. Quick challenge. Your friend says, the reason our project failed wasn't the budget, it was poor communication. Would you say they were? Option number 1, lucky. Option number 2, confused. Or option number C, hit the nail on the head. You are right. The answer is C, hit the nail on the head, which means to describe a problem or situation exactly right. No guessing, no beating around the bush, just spot on. Here is an example. When the coach said we lacked teamwork, he hit the nail on the head. So the next time someone gets something perfectly right, skip the long explanation and simply say, "You hit the nail on the head." Easy to remember. Quick scenario. I have explained the options. I've shown you the choices. I've even given you a little hint. Now I pause and look at you. Because honestly, the ball is in your court. This idiom comes from tennis, where after your opponent hits the ball, it's your turn to respond. No excuses, no delays, just your move. In everyday life, it simply means the next decision or action is yours. For example, I've shared both job offers with you. Now the ball is in your court. Another one, I've apologized. What happens next is up to you. The ball is in your court. Today we have learned 13 idioms that can instantly make your English sound more natural and expressive. But don't try to memorize all 13 at once. Choose your favorite 3. Use them in conversation this week. That is how vocabulary becomes part of your speaking. Now tell me in the comments which idiom was your favorite. And if you can use one correctly in a sentence, even better. I'll read as many as I can. Until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and most importantly, enjoy the journey. See you in the next lesson.